Always listen, because there is a different resonance here. It comes from the river, and the land, and the sky.
It's our place, all of us.
This city belongs to everyone.
And you know when it's your time.
And it's our time.
Listen, we are Freetown.
The golden rules of Freetown.
Don't pretend you're something that you're not.
Don't go thinking you're better than anyone else,
or that anyone else is better than you.
Don't shout about it. Get on with it.
We are Freetown.
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 Yeah.
We found our voice again.
I'm from India and Freetown.
I'm from China and Freetown.
I'm from the UK and Freetown.
I am from Nigeria and Freetown.
I am from home and Freetown.
This city belongs to everyone.
The fishermen,
The taxi driver,
The barber,
the drummers, the dancers.
All of us.
All of us. Everybody. We are Freetown.
The past is ours.
the future is ours. It's our time again.
and this city belongs to everyone.
The playwright,
The greengrocer,
The teacher,
the dog.
This space is ours.
this light is ours.
The beaches are ours.
the rivers now we own,
The roads are ours.
the bridges now we own.
We are Freetown.
We are all visitors and we've all been here forever.
We've got the mightiest river.
And the biggest sky.
And there's a resonance again.
Freetown, Freetown.
We are proud of this place.
We love this city.
And we want you to love it too.
We are proud of this place.
Na pass we all dey pass like stranger dem, but we all don dey from there. Come here, and you'll feel it, that end of the line sense of freedom. Say yes to Freetown. Say yes to freedom.
Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation Television on Channel 31. Hello, welcome to the news, reaching you live on TV. We'll begin with the headlines. 50-50 group empowers women to respond to climate change issues. Save the Children and partners rehabilitate 2 maternal and child health posts in Port Local districts. Armed security sector intercepts 68 Sierra Leoneans at Belu border, post Kainlaon districts. These stories plus more are a part of the news tonight. Stay with us for the next 55 minutes if you can. Welcome back to News Hour. Those are the headlines, and over the full newscast with me, Dennis Fraser. 50-50 Group Sierra Leone has hosted a session for women on advocacy and skills to respond to change. It was also geared towards building their capacity, promoting gender equality and climate resilience in Sierra Leone. Emmanuel Williams witnessed the occasion at the 50-50 Group headquarters, Tower Hill in Freetown. It now begins our coverage.
Climate change, experts say, continues to affect communities across Sierra Leone. Women are said to encounter challenges during climate-related disasters. However, limited access to resources and underrepresentation in decision-making processes on the matter have made it difficult for many women to make a difference in climate-related issues. To address this, the 50-50 Group of Sierra Leone, with its partners, held this session here in Freetown to equip women with advocacy and climate-smart skills. The initiative was part of the Women Empowerment for Climate Action and Food Security Project. It was designed to transform women from passive victims of climate change into active advocates for climate solutions.
For instance, this thing is around advocacy, climate change advocacy. So now, the women know that it's not just to know that there are climate change issues, but there are causes or there are factors that are contributing to those issues. And how do we position ourselves as women to ensure that we lead in addressing some of these issues?
The platform also provided opportunities for learning, networking, and collaboration between civil society groups, government stakeholders, and climate actors.
It is particularly focused on teaching them how to advocate for services that can improve their yield, and also for them to understand the ways in which they can mitigate the climate disasters that are happening.
One takeaway from the event was to see women becoming active voices in climate actions and policy development in Sierra Leone. For LCBC News, Emmanuel Williams reporting.
And our residents of Makaba and Rubalen Kasen communities in Port Local districts are celebrating a new chapter in maternal and child health care following the handing over of 2 rehabilitated maternal and child health posts by Save the Children. The rehabilitation, funded by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints under the 5-year project Strengthening Health Systems to provide life-saving maternal, newborn, and child health nutrition services, aims to reduce maternal and child deaths and tackle malnutrition among children under 5. Stella Bangua reports.
Thank you very much, Steve. And also by extension to the Church of the Latter-day Saints.
For years, women in Makaba, Rugbal and Kase, and surrounding communities struggle to access quality healthcare services. They often travel long distances, even when they were pregnant, to seek medical attention. The situation was worsened by the poor condition of the existing health facilities, which had become severely dilapidated. Today, that reality is changing. The upgraded facilities now include modern medical equipment, essential medicines, staff quarters, electricity supply, and newly constructed water wells to support healthcare delivery. Trained and qualified health personnel have also been deployed to provide quality services to mothers and children. Project manager for the Strengthening Health Systems project, Emmanuel Ogiden, said one of the major challenges identified was the long-distance pregnant women had to travel to access healthcare services.
We want to ensure our health facility are safe for our mothers and children, and they're able to support infection and prevention care. So if we are here, you saw the facility, you will not be happy with it. The roof was leaking, the labor room was dilapidated, there was no running water. So the need to rehabilitate the facility was to ensure all those things are fixed. At least it's now encouraged the pregnant woman to at least to come to the facility to give birth.
Ogiden said the intervention was intended to improve access to healthcare and contributes to the reduction of maternal and child mortality in the district. He noted that services at the facilities will be free. He encouraged community members to use the facility wisely and maintain it properly at all times. Government officials and development partners present at the ceremony commended Save the Children and its donor partners for the intervention. They called on residents to take ownership of the facilities and discouraged home deliveries, which continue to pose risk to mothers and newborns. Community members expressed appreciation for the project, describing it as timely and life-changing. Beneficiaries said the facilities will significantly reduce the difficulties women face in seeking health care and promise to make good use of the services provided.
The first hospital been there, not been there fine. The place be done spoil.
The previous hospital was in very bad condition. Whenever it rains, the roofs used to leak. But I am very happy for this new facility.
Like now, so don't come back and so be fine for you, for that.
Myself, I feel fine and very happy.
I am very happy for this timely intervention. We used to struggle a lot for proper medical services, but now I am very happy.
Save the Children began operations in Potloko district in June 2024 and currently works with 31 health facilities across various chiefdoms to improve healthcare outcomes for women and children. Reporting for SLBC, Stella Bangura.
Meanwhile, inhabitants of Coletown west of Freetown have flagged concern over the lack of health facility in the community. They claim that accessing health services from neighboring areas has been challenging for them. Francis Moyo has more in this report.
Coletown community is among the emerging slum areas in the west of the capital, Freetown. Residents say the population is increasing rapidly. However, access to a nearby health care facility remains a major challenge for them, especially for pregnant women, children, and the elderly. At the moment, they all rely on health center that is located in Greybush community. A local authority, Chief Paalmami Koroma of Coletown, says it is always difficult for them being without a health clinic in the community.
Now,
certainly, most people sick overnight, more especially for the pregnant women who are in labor. We mostly do have help from aged women in the community, and these things happen more lately at night. So we seriously have such constraint, and we are calling on the government and other philanthropists to help.
No, we're not there for let you take too much big chance for let them, so that they will get that constraint.
Another resident, Aisha Mansari, says living that part of the country with a health facility has a lot of negative effects on her.
Yes, I don't live so past 20 years now.
I have stayed here for over 20 years. We want the government to help us with a clinic in this community because during childbirth, there are challenges except we usually go to different locations to have access to clinic. At night, to have tricycle is very difficult, but if we have clinic by close, that could help.
The locals say they are committed to having a health center in the surrounding, and the reason they have secured a space for such development.
The position we are standing now, we can utilize it for health facility. We have space here. So whosoever wants to come and help, he can come. Or they can come here and help us because we have the space here. We just need the support. In fact, we have some expertise here to offer if there is any people who want to help us to come and develop the health facility for us.
Community members in Colletown remain hopeful that their appeal for improved health care services will receive attention and concerns over accessibility and population growth continue to increase. For SLBC News, Francis Moewo reporting.
Now in court, the defendant Abu Paka has made another appearance before Justice Alfred Ganda on allegations of murdering his girlfriend Siafatu Kamara. Both the prosecution and the defense had a heated argument in court regarding the admissibility of the deceased's mobile phone in court. Our court reporter Mohamed Kuroma reports.
A heated and technical argument was seen in court over the admissibility of the deceased's mobile phone. The argument resulted in a temporary halt in the murder trial of Abdul Paka. The proceedings before Justice Alfred Ganda devolved into a trial within a trial at the High Court in Freetown as the prosecution and defense battled for over 90 minutes regarding procedural compliance. Abdul Paka stands accused of murdering his girlfriend Siafatu Kamara in August 2024. The mobile phone of the deceased is anticipated to play a critical role in his defense. The admissibility argument arose at 11:36 a.m. when Paka took the witness stand and identified a phone with a pink floral design as belonging to the late Siafatu. Defense counsel Emmanuel Teddy Kuroma led Abdul to tender the device into evidence, but the state prosecutor Yusuf Isaac Sise immediately objected. He argued that the defendant lacked a legal authority to tender the phone because a proper foundation had not been laid to establish his capacity to do so. He said they had no problem in tendering the evidence, but the right thing should be done. The prosecution maintained that information technology experts should be the proper authority to present the device after verifying its authenticity and content. In response, Emmanuel Teddy Kuroma countered that the prosecution was missing the point. He noted that the court had previously ordered the Criminal Investigations Department to release the phone by May 6 and it had remained in the defense's custody. Kuroma argued that the defendant was merely identifying the physical evidence, not its digital contents. There is no injustice that will be occasioned if the phone is tendered to form part of the records of the defense, Kuroma said. Justice Ganda sustained the prosecution's objection. He ruled that the defendant lacked the authority to tender the device, aligning with his earlier directives. Following the argument, the defense requested to interpose the witness, a move the prosecution fiercely resisted on the grounds that it lacked legal basis under the circumstances. Kuroma argued that interposing the witness was a necessary interim measure. Justice Ganda granted the defense's application, allowing Paka to step outside temporarily. The defense then called its second witness, Emmanuel Indolo Simbo, an IT officer of the judiciary of Sierra Leone. After a 30-minute court stand-down, Simbo took the witness stand and the accused was escorted out of the courtroom. Prosecutor Yusuf Prosecutor Cisse swiftly objected to the continuation of the session. He stated that capital offenses such as murder cannot legally proceed in the absence of the defendant. Confronted with the procedural impasse, Justice Ganda adjourned the matter to Wednesday, June 10th. Confronted with the procedural impasse, Justice Ganda adjourned the matter to Wednesday, June 10th, 2026. For SLBC, Mohamed Koma reporting.
This is news reaching live from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation Television on Channel 31 and across our social media streaming platforms. We continue to more stories now on a somber note. The board, staff and pupils of the Methodist Girls High School has held a solemn signing of the Book of Condolence in honor of Mrs. Barbara Forde, former principal of the senior secondary school. The ceremony was marked by grief reflection and tribute celebrating the life and contributions to education and the community in general. Our reporter, Olunwe Fox, has more in this report.
In an atmosphere of deep sorrow and reflection, as staff, pupils, educators and members of the school community gathered to honor the life and legacy of a woman who dedicated her entire career to education, who passed away on Thursday, 20th May 2026. Until her death, Madam Forde was an active school administrator who had been in the teaching field for so many decades, rising through the ranks from classroom teacher to senior teacher and eventually becoming principal. In a solemn reflection by the administrative bishop of the Methodist Church Sierra Leone, Right Reverend Henry Luceni encouraged mourners to find strength in faith while remembering the impacts of the late educator.
So as we mourn the loss of our dear sister, let us love one another. Know that this life does not belong to you. But how prepared are you for that journey that will never return again? How prepared are you?
In a solemn tribute, many describe her life as a one of service, leadership and dedication to education. Her career was widely described as a testament to discipline, hard work and commitment to education.
Mrs. Barbara was a great leader, a mentor who will be sadly missed by everyone and school community. May the good Lord console her family and the gentle soul rest in peace.
We always remember her for her quiet disposition. Her dedication speaks volume. Her infectious laughter, her incredible dedication to serve CPSs.
As tributes continue to pour in, the school community has described a passing as a great loss not only to the institution, but to the educational sector as a whole. The Book of Condolence serves as a lasting record of respect and appreciation for her service and dedication. SLBC News, Olwin Roy Fox, reporting.
May her soul rest in perfect peace. The SLBC will continue to bring an update on the burial arrangements as and when necessary in our subsequent news editions. Away from there, the Office of National Security, Sierra Leone Police and other security agencies have intercepted 68 Sierra Leonean citizens, including 38 children at the border crossing point of Belu in Loawa, Chiefdom Kanam districts, trying to cross over to neighboring Republic of Guinea in the early hours of Wednesday, 3rd June this year. According to security sector, the arrest was part of ongoing efforts to address human trafficking issues at border crossing points across the country. Moses Conte compiled this report.
nothing. The confidence of look the picking first. Look them picking them.
According to the State Security Coordinator, Office of the National Security, Madam Josephine Weah Fatoma, the situation sparked concern in the neighboring communities. She said after proper inquiries, it was understood that there was no proper documentation to ascertain the background of those children, the reason they were apprehended and sent to the regional headquarters in Kenema for further investigation. According to the local unit commander of Kainaun Division, Superintendent Temu Sise, the information gathered showed that they came from various areas across Freetown, such as Waterloo, among others, using the route to Guinea to other countries for greener pastures. He also said that it was the second time in a year they have made such an interception at the Bailo crossing point. He also called the public to remain calm as further investigations are on the way.
And now, the 27th batch of China medical team to Sierra Leone has provided free treatment to and other medical services to staff at the Ministry of Health in Freetown. The initiative serves as a continued effort to improve healthcare systems and strengthen the relationship between both countries. Abdul Mansai witnessed the event at the EU building in Freetown and tells us more.
Free medical service to staff at the Ministry of Health was to ensure they were fit for work at all times. The medical support ranged from consultations, dental care, chronic disease management to diagnostic tests. The Deputy Minister of Health, Dr. Charles Senesi, expressed gratitude to the team for such an initiative to ensure their staff are in good health. He said it was part of the ministry's efforts in improving healthcare delivery in Sierra Leone and fostering closer ties with China.
They work out in clinics in the villages all over Sierra Leone, and so today they come to the headquarters of the Minister of Health. So on behalf of His Excellency the President, retired Brigadier Dr. Julius Madabio, on behalf of the leadership of the Minister of Health, including Dr. Dembi, the Minister, and all the technical and political leadership, we want to extend our sincere thanks and appreciation. Health is wealth. We are happy that we are coming to check our health status today to make sure that we continue to be physically fit in discharging our duties.
The Assistant Director at the Donor Coordination Office of the Ministry of Health, Edward Kaindo Sam, said China medical team brought specialized equipment and healthcare personnel across various fields, including internal medicine, surgery, gynecology, and dentistry.
Normally says if you are not well, you cannot provide services. What we are benefiting from today is the fact that the Chinese are providing the staff of the Ministry of Health with free medical services.
A representative from the China medical team said their move was to cement the enduring friendship between China and Sierra Leone. He expressed hope for the team's success and future opportunities to engage local communities. A beneficiary, Matthew John, expressed his satisfaction with the pre-medication service he received. He called on the government and the China team to continue and expand such medical initiatives in other districts.
I will check my blood pressure and my blood pressure was high. So I have some cash in my hand to give me, which I should take every day.
The team was expected to make similar moves to provincial areas. SLBC News, Abdul Mansari reporting.
Now, the Minister of Social Welfare and the Microfinance Institution, BRAC, have signed a memorandum of understanding to address some of the social and vulnerability problems confronting citizens. BRAC's Country Director Adolphus Biodo said they will support 70 schools across the country with development grants and provide empowerment training for teachers. Sulaiman Babaturi has more in this report.
Girls from secondary schools targeted would receive $120 United States annually. BRAC Country Director Adolphus Biodo said that they have been working with the Ministry of Basic and Senior Secondary Education to promote early childhood education, to develop parenting manuals, introduce a play-based learning, and work on curricula, among others. He said the move was to keep the girls in school and end dropout, but to benefit from such, the girls would have to attain 70% school attendance.
We are in the process of supporting 17,000 girls with small grants ranging from $200 to $300 equivalent in lieu as the startup.
Under BRAC's Accelerating Impact for Young Women project, he said they were supporting about 200,000 adolescent women in Sierra Leone. The country director said they were empowering young women from age 18 to 35 with different career pathways, skills training like hairdressing, tailoring, agriculture, and other enterprise training in the fourth circle. For the persons living with various disabilities, BRAC said it did a disability needs assessment and supported them with assistive devices, including wheelchairs.
We're also going to be supporting 70 schools with development grants, and we're working with the teachers also to, gender pedagogy training through FAWI, our partner, through our partner to be delivering those interventions.
The Minister of Social Welfare, Melrose Cummington, lauded the BRAC team, referring to the agreement as a milestone in the development journey of the ministry. She said though the government has been making frantic efforts to sponsor some of the ministry's activities, they still face some financial challenges.
I will not be able to do much for the aged, I will confess, because of the funding space. It's been very, very challenging, and there is one area we really need to look into, whether it's housing, and whether it's other forms of support, we are all putting there very soon.
The two parties were expected to ensure the full implementation of projects that would change the lives of young people, including women and girls. SLBC News, Sulaiman Babatue reporting.
The managing director, Sierra Leone Water Company, Salwako, Engineer Tsideni Awajabi, has outlined key reforms within the institution since her appointment in November 2025. Speaking in an interview on our Good Morning Sierra Leone program, she highlighted an organizational review effort to fully focus the company on its core mandate and introduction of a smart commercial system to improve efficiency and transparency. She also spoke about a 5-year strategic plan aimed at strengthening water service delivery across the country. Let's take a listen.
On assumption of office in November 2025, I firstly carried out an extensive organizational assessment. That assessment was done in order to help me to know what is the current status of Salwako in terms of what are the challenges, what are the opportunities, and what are the threats that are there, and also what are the successes that Salwako had recorded. So it was kind of a diagnostic analysis to enable me understand the technical and strategic reality of Salwako. So the first thing that I observed was that Salwako had deviated from its primary mandate, which was the provision of water supply and sanitation services, and rather was more oriented towards project implementation, which is a developmental initiative that should feed into what it is existing for. So that backed the vision of saying that we want to transform Salwako into a functional, when I say functional, it operates like a water utility company should operate, and also a financially viable institution. One of the short-term, one of the quick win recommendations based on the observation that also came out of the assessment was that Salwako in its revenue generation drive, has not been too effective with it. Salwako has 10 operational stations currently. You mentioned all of those in your opening statement, save for Kabbalah. Kabbalah is still in the process to ensure water supply is restored. So 3 of these stations, which we call the big stations, Bo, Kenem, and Makeni, were using a form of digital billing system, but it was not too effective. And then the 7 smaller stations were using manual Excel spreadsheets. We all know the implications of that. There was no accountability with revenue generation efforts. There was no transparency, and nothing was credible. A lot of revenue leaks. So we quickly put together what we call an integrated revenue management system. We call it the Smart Commercial Management System, that now brings together all our commercial data into one place. That allows us to make informed decisions. It has enhanced transparency, accountability, and also reduced leaks, because you cannot eliminate it completely. That has been minimized. And we have seen that effect in our revenue generation efforts. Revenue has gone up by 15% by just putting that system in place. Another one is we put together a 5-year strategic development plan for Salwako. The observation from the assessment also revealed that Salwako had no strategic direction since its last strategic plan expired in 2022. This plan now focuses on 5 thematic areas. Firstly, institutional strengthening, because if we want to make sure that we are effective, we need to have the enabling environment, the appropriate structures, systems, and processes to ensure that as staff internally we could deliver. The second thematic area focuses on infrastructure development. Our second thematic area focuses on infrastructure development. We want to see how we could put in place sustainable water supply and its related sanitation interventions that will help us improve on the current systems and also expand our coverage areas to rural communities that are currently deprived. The third thematic area focuses on commercialization of water supplies. We're trying to put together appropriate commercialization frameworks and systems that will help us enhance on our revenue generation efforts. The fourth thematic area speaks to infrastructure protection and management. And the fifth one speaks to capacity development and management. So what is this trying to say? Mostly modern management does not only speak now to return on investment. We have what we call return on talent. How do I ensure that I capacitate my staff and I have returns on that talent in a sustainable manner?
And that was the Managing Director, Sierra Leone Water Company, Engineer Tideni Awajabi, outlining plans for transforming the institution. You are still with the news from the SLBC, and still in the news, the Executive Chairman of the Police Monitoring Board, Raymond Carter, has disclosed that government, through the board, has successfully settled financial obligations to the Inter-Africa Coffee Organization, International Cocoa Organization, and the International Coffee Organization. Mr. Carter made a statement that the settlement has been cleared, accumulating interest totaling close to 300,000 euros, restoring Sierra Leone full membership standard within these key institutions of commodity organizations. He made a disclosure during the news brief held at the Police Monitoring Board conference room at Tower Hill in Freetown. Ibrahim Samuel was there in our reports.
This briefing was designed to update journalists on recent development in line with the Police Monitoring Board call for 2026, a year of impact, high-tech institution, measurable result and action in adherence to the declaration of President Bill 2026, year of action. The executive chairman used the media engagement to catalogue a number of reforms and achievements since he took office following his appointment by President Bill. The executive chairman of the Produce Monitoring Board, Raymond Carter, said the move to settle the country's financial obligations to the Inter-African Coffee Organization, International Cocoa Organization, and the International Coffee Organization reaffirmed Sierra Leone's commitment to active engagement in global cocoa and coffee governance, international cooperation, and sustainable agricultural trade development, adding it would also strengthen the country's ability to participate in shaping international policy, standards, and initiatives affecting the future of the cocoa and coffee sectors. He told newsmen that the settlement comes at a pivotal for global produce trade as international markets increasingly require stronger compliance with sustainability, traceability, legality, environmental due diligence, and responsible sourcing standards.
We acted early. We mapped 173 farms. So 163 farms mapped is proof of our traceability systems working. Obligations settled. We have paid 299,000 euros. The government has paid almost 300,000 euros of international obligations.
He said full participation in these organizations will enhance Sierra Leone's access to technical expertise, market intelligence, policy dialogue, strategic partnership, and capacity building opportunities essential for competitive, investable, resilient, and sustainable produce sector. Mr. Carter underscored the importance of the reserved membership benefit, citing access to technical assistance, research collaboration, sustainability programs, market information, policy advisory support, investment promotion platforms, and participation in international forums on commodity trade, climate resilience, value addition, and market development. He commended President Bion for his continued commitment to agricultural transformation, economic diversification, and export development. Director of Operations Didan Sankor and Assistant Director Monitoring and Evaluation and Filler Operations Usman Alpha Kagbo, Produce Monitoring Board, described the settlement as a milestone achievement for the board, noting 95% of the country's cocoa beans enters the European market. They underscored the importance of partnership, noting that the board has expanded its partnership locally and international level, adding in 2026, staff of the institution benefited from capacity building training on price risk management from development partners. Ibrahim Samura.
Now to the presidency, as thousands of Sierra Leoneans now have a unique chance in life thanks to the life-changing work of Mercy Ships. For the past 3 years, the Global Mercy Ships has delivered free surgeries, trained healthcare workers, and strengthened Sierra Leone's healthcare system as the humanitarian vessels depart Freetown. Its impact will continue to be felt across the country. For more, our Senior Status correspondent Margaret Senge filing this report.
3 years ago, the Global Mercy Ships arrived in Freetown, carrying hopes to heal and restore dignity of Sierra Leoneans. It came carrying expertise, compassion, and a vision that quality health care should never be determined by geography, income, or circumstance. Managing Director Matt Murray Mercy Ships says its mission in Sierra Leone has been about restoring health, building human capacity, and leaving skills behind for the country's own health workforce. Country Director Sandra Lacor gave statistics of successful surgeries they performed since they docked in Freetown in 2023. She recounting the story of 10-month-old Memunatu, who underwent a life-changing surgery for S-neck mass that threatened her ability to eat, speak, and breathe.
Together, we have achieved something truly remarkable. We delivered more than 5,430 surgeries, reaching over 5,000 patients across 7 surgical specialties, which are shown at the bottom of the slide. Our dental team performed over 17,000 dental procedures for over 4,000 dental patients. These are not just impressive numbers, they represent lives changed. We were privileged to have Dr. Kaba, Deputy Chief Medical Officer for Clinical Services and surgeon, along with other Sierra Leonean surgeons, operate alongside our international volunteers. This is a true reflection of partnership and shared vision.
She added that they also built the capacity of many health workers through trainings and skills transfer locally and internationally. Dr. Lako said the ship was going, but it had left footprint that would improve the health sector significantly. Minister of Health Austin Demby said the presence of Mercy Ship in Sierra Leone came as a result of President Bio lobbying skills with key focus on ensuring a better life for Sierra Leoneans.
Today is not merely a farewell, it is a celebration of compassion in action, of lives transformed, and of a partnership that has touched the hearts of thousands of Sierra Leoneans. Over the past 3 years, Mercy Ships has become much more than a hospital ship anchored in our waters. It has become a symbol of hope, a symbol of healing, a symbol of what is possible when humanity comes together in service of those most in need.
President Julius Maada Bio, on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone, with deep gratitude, commended Mercy Ship's crew.
To our Sierra Leonean volunteers and crew members who served aboard this vessel, yesterday I had the privilege of hosting many of you at State House. Let me say this. You made us proud. You represented Sierra Leone with professionalism, discipline, humility, and excellence. Thank you for being good Sierra Leoneans. You went aboard as talented Sierra Leoneans. You returned as global professionals. We welcome you to our communities and to the various great support. The future of our healthcare system will be shaped by Sierra Leoneans like you. Our nation needs you.
In another development, President Bio has inspected the ECOWAS Conference Center in Lungi ahead of the ECOWAS Heads of State Summit scheduled for July this year. President Bio touring Lungi Conference Center, construction work ongoing, officials briefing the president. He said he is pleased with the ongoing work at the center as he was hopeful that the center would be ready to host our regional leaders in July. The conference hall is being prepared to accommodate delegates from the upcoming ECOWAS meeting, which Sierra Leone will host. The president says the Lungi facility will showcase Sierra Leoneans' readiness to host major regional events.
Well, from the Mercy Ships, we now take a pause on our menus items and go in for segments and reports making the news elsewhere. For that, let's join in our international news desk.
This is the international news with me, Esther Suzanet Basi. Hundreds of Libyans gathered outside UN Refugee Agency headquarters in Tripoli protest against irregular migrants and refugees whom they say should leave Libya. Demonstrators chanted "Libya belongs to Libyans" among other chants and called for the closure of the UNHCR headquarters in the capital. They accused the UN agency of seeking to settle irregular migrants in the North African country. Libya is a key departure point for irregular migrants seeking to reach Europe by crossing the Mediterranean. The mission said it was concerned about the spread of misinformation, disinformation, and hate speech regarding the work of the UN in the country. Nigeria says it will repatriate more than 1,000 of its nationals and South Africa as anti-immigrant tensions rise in the country. Nigeria's High Commission in Pretoria said it had negotiated waivers with host authorities so that those with immigration-related offenses would be allowed to leave on the eventual repatriation flights rather than being detained. One of the continent's most industrialized nations, South Africa has long attracted workers from across the region. But now with an unemployment rate of more than 30%, the latest tensions have revived debates across Africa about xenophobia, migration, and the gap between Pan-African rhetoric and realities facing migration on the continent. At least 49 people have died of thirst in a remote part of the Sahara Desert in northern Niger after the truck carrying them broke down, authorities said. The group had been returning from Mali, where they had attended a Muslim festival when they ran out of water, stranded more than 50 miles west of Asamaka, a major border crossing point between Nigeria and Algeria. The Niger Desert remains a major transit corridor for migrants from across West Africa trying to reach Europe, repeatedly defying the risks associated with the perilous journey. The governor said tragedy underscored the vulnerability of young people engaged in migratory and cross-border economic activities, often forced to pass through unstable areas in order to survive or seek better living conditions. And finally, in international news, the latest Ebola figure from the Democratic Republic of Congo appeared to offer some after the number of cases was dramatically scaled back. They are now reporting around 380 confirmed cases in DR Congo, including 60 deaths, plus another 50 confirmed cases and 1 death in neighboring Uganda. The WHO says at least 90% of contacts must be traced to bring an outbreak under control. Another challenge is mistrust among some communities. Traditional burial practices often involve washing and touching the body, and funerals typically draw large crowds, all high risk for Ebola, which is spread from one person to another by contact with affected bodily fluids. Well, that's it for the international news summary from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation Television. I am Esther Suzanette Bassi. Thanks for watching. Continue to stay glued.
Many thanks to Esther Suzanette Bassi for bringing us up to speed to happenings taking place elsewhere. Well, now for our sports updates, let's join our sports desk.
Hello there and welcome along to the sporting updates that keeps you in the know. And by the way, my name is Abdul Kadir and thank you so much for your time. Now, the Sierra Leone Football Association has officially unveiled the new Leon Stars head coach, Didier Gomez da Rosa.
Thank you to be here. You cannot imagine how much I'm happy.
The announcement of the new Leon Stars head coach, Didier Gomez da Rosa, comes just ahead of Sierra Leone's highly anticipated double-header showdown against rivals Liberia. The Leon Stars are set to clash with the Lone Stars on June 6th and 9th, 2026 with matches hosted at the Southern Arena in Bo and the SKD Sports Complex in Liberia. Da Rosa arrives with a wealth of experience across the continent, having led Botswana to qualification for the 2025 African Cup of Nations finals. While his brief tenure with Mauritania was less successful, his extensive club resume includes managing Guinea's Oroya Athletic, a long stint with various clubs in Saudi Arabia and Jordan. The 56-year-old Frenchman takes the reins following the dismissal of Mohamed Kalon in early April, as Rosa was selected from a competitive pool of 79 applicants, has confirmed that his backroom staff will consist entirely of Sierra Leonean coaches. During the unveiling ceremony, key stakeholders voiced their expectations for the new moment of Sierra Leonean football. SLFA President Babadi Kamara emphasized the rigorous and thorough selection process the Football Federation underwent.
So after everything, went through the 5 coaches that were submitted by the committee, we are able to settle for Didier Gomez da Rosa. Ladies and gentlemen, I know you will be asking questions, but I want to say this very clearly. Didier is an experienced coach. When it comes to his financial terms, I will not state it here, but I also want you to know that what we've settled for is less than what we have been asking for locally.
Executive Director of the National Sports Authority, Mohamed Alfaka Conte, stressed the immediate task ahead, laying out a clear mandate for the Rosa to guide the team through the upcoming 2027 AFCON qualifiers. Minister of Sport Augusta James Tema praised the transparent appointment process, reiterating that the government's ultimate objective remains seeing the national team consistently qualify for major international tournaments. In his first official remarks, Coach Da Rosa expressed immense delight at his appointment. He locked in on his primary objective, which is to ensure a 2027 AFCON qualification.
I hope it is a new chapter for Sierra Leone football and for Sierra Leone, like you say. I want to make Sierra Leone people very proud, very happy. And for sure the next target will be the AFCON qualifier. We need to be very, very strong. Everything is possible in football, and I hope that we can do a lot of success. Thank you.
While the 2027 AFCON qualifiers, scheduled to kick off this September, fans and officials alike are hopeful that Da Rosa's leadership will spark a tactical transformation and bring winning results back to the Leon Stars. Now in the international scene, Africa heads into the 2026 FIFA World Cup with hopes and expectations. For the debutants, they're hoping to have a field day, while the regular or continental champions are hoping to have a decent run as well. Well, this report was read in the studios by Mohamed Simbi Koroma and filed in by our intern reporter, Adimami Conte.
Africa will have a record 10 representatives at the 2026 FIFA World Cup in the United States, Canada and Mexico, but 5 nations are already attracting major attention as they prepare to challenge the world's best. Ghana is competing at their 5th World Cup tournament. They came agonizingly close to reaching the semi-finals of the FIFA World Cup in 2010 before being denied by Uruguay in one of the most dramatic matches in the tournament's history. Since then, the Black Stars have not made it past the group stage of the competition in each of their last 2 appearances in 2014 and 2022. The Black Stars will be banking on the goals of Antoine Semenyo. The Manchester City forward is enjoying the best form of his career and is expected to lead the Black Stars attack with Mohamed Kudus sidelined through injury. Ghana's final warm-up ended in a 1-1 draw against Wales. The Black Stars opened their campaign against Panama before facing England and Croatia. Returning to the World Cup for the first time since 2014, Ivory Coast arrives with the youngest squad at the tournament. The Elephants, ranked 34th globally, topped CAF Group F in qualifying with an unbeaten record, 8 wins, 2 draws, and a goal difference of +25, the best in African qualification. After exiting in the group stage in all 3 previous appearances, 2006, 2010 and 2014, the 3-time African football champions will be desperate for a first World Cup knockout round appearance. The Côte d'Ivoire holds the record for the youngest squad at the 2026 FIFA World Cup, boasting an average age of just 25.82 years, featuring one of Africa's brightest young talents, Yan Diomande. The 19-year-old Bundesliga sensation has been linked with several European giants after a breakthrough season. The Elephants sent a strong message ahead of the tournament with 3 straight wins, including a 2-1 win against France in a recent friendly, their first ever victory over Les Bleus. Tournament debutant Cape Verde continued their remarkable rise in African football, Veteran defender Roberto Paco Lopez remains a key figure for the Blue Sharks, whose disciplined defense helped secure historical qualification. Cape Verde faced a difficult group containing Spain, Uruguay, and Saudi Arabia, but their recent success suggests they cannot be underestimated. Senegal is gearing up for its fourth FIFA World Cup appearance after topping Group B in the CAF qualifiers. Senegal, meanwhile, will once again look to the experience and goals of Ismail Assar. The Crystal Palace forward is coming off a career-best season with 21 strikes for Crystal Palace this season. 9 of those came in the UEFA Conference League, helping the Eagles to claim their first ever European trophy and hope to inspire the Tiranga Lions against France, Norway and Iraq. Senegal enters the competition as one of Africa's strongest contenders. And then there is DR Congo. The Leopards return to the World Cup for the first time since 1974 and will rely heavily on Premier League forward Yohan Wissa. Their preparations have been disrupted by health concerns linked to an Ebola outbreak back home, including the cancellation of a planned friendly against Chile. However, DR Congo managed a goalless draw with Denmark and remains focused on their Group K challenge against Portugal, Colombia and Uzbekistan.
That ends your update, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
Many thanks to Abukaria for bringing us up to speed with the very latest in sports. And of course to you, our football-loving fans, stay tuned as we bring you latest in the international friendly taking place tomorrow between Sierra Leone and Liberia, and that is going to be taking place in the southern arena of Bo City. And of course, the very latest in the 2026 FIFA World Cup live here at the SLBC. But from sport to being news are to a close, but before that, a recap of your headlines. The 50-50 Group Sierra Leone has hosted a session for women on advocacy and skills to respond to change. It was also a gathering to build on their capacity, promote gender equality and climate resilience in Sierra Leone. Save the Chilean partners have rehabilitated maternal and child health posts at Makaba and Gobelan Nasa community in Potloko districts. The move was to help reduce maternal and child deaths and tackle malnutrition among Chilean under 5. And the Office of National Security, Sierra Leone Police and other security agencies have intercepted 68 Sierra Leoneans at the border crossing of Belu in Loawa Chiefdom, Kainam district, trying to cross over to neighboring Republic of Guinea in the early hours on Wednesday, 3rd June this year. The arrest was linked to human trafficking activities. Which came to you from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation Television on Channel 31. Many thanks for watching, and thanks indeed for the pleasure of your company. Also be on the lookout for a fresh edition of the news, which comes your way tomorrow at 9 p.m. Until then, keep having a very fine time to public service broadcaster, the SLBC. Have a splendid weekend and have a good night rest. Keep watching the SLBC. Good night.